welcome to my YouTube channel. I go by the name Nominate. So in this session we are going to use the C++ for code. So it follows the question this. So the question is, we should write a C++ program that accepts that the power factor of an electrical load and classify it using the guide below. So it means we have been given a guide to follow to determine the power factor. So now we have the power factor and the output. That means that they have given us ranges of numbers that the power factor should follow and the output. So it means that if it's in this range, we should print that this is the output. So right now the guide we have been given below is, the first one is when the power factor is less than 0 or greater than 1, we should print that it's an invalid power factor. The next one is when the power factor is 0.0 to 0.5, we should print as a poor power factor. The next one is when the power factor is 0.5 to 0.8, we should print as a fair power factor. When it's 0.81 to 0.95, we should print that it's a good power factor. And the last one is when it's in the range of 0.96 to 1.0, we should print that it's an excellent power factor. So that's the guide we have been given to below. So now we'll use that guide to code over here. So now we start with our hash include. So these are the principles we start in the C++. So that's what I'm trying to do. So that's it. After that, move to my next line. Let's enter using namespace stds. After that, that's the normal procedure we go by. So I'm still on the principles. So now we come to our information. So this one, we are going to introduce something over here called float. Whenever we use float, it means that there will be a decimal number within our number system or within our range. So it means that according to the guide we have been given, there is decimal numbers inside, so we use float over here. So if you get my point, we use float. That's how we go by. So the float, the power, it means that the power factor is in decimal, so we are using the float. After that, we move to our next line. Now we are telling it to print out, the cout means that it should display or print out. So that's what is a command. So now we are telling it to display the power factor. So we will try to tell it that it should, whatever we write in that space, this one should display it for us. So that's it. So we are trying to tell that we should enter the power factor. Power factor. So after that, you bring your what? Semicolon. So you bring your colon first before you bring your semicolon at the edge. So now we move to the next line. Now once we are done with the cout, we come to cin. So the cin, we tell you that you should write what? A pf. A pf is the same as power factor. Now we come down. So now we are going to use the guide to list down the power factor and its output. So now the first one, we go by this: if into bracket the power factor. So I'm just using pf to represent the power factor. It's less than 0 or is less than 0 or factor is greater than 1. We should print out it's an invalid power factor. So after that, you bring your semicolon in place. Now we move to our next line. The reason why I'm doing this is just to make the work very neat. So the next one is else if into bracket the PF is less than or equal to 0.50. We should print out for we should print out for power factor. And so that's it. And so we go to the next, so I enter to make the work more spatial. So now come back over here. So else if the power factor is less or equal to 0.80, we should print out or the output should be a fair power factor. So we are just using a guide to tell how the power factor should be. So if it's within the range of 0.50, we should say it's a poor power factor. That's what we are doing over here. So it's not anything difficult. So we just go by the guide you have been given to. So that's it. So we come to the next one. Else if the power factor is less or equal to 0.95, you should print or the output is supposed to be a good power factor. So please, if I kind of notice I've done a mistake over here, so I'm trying to correct myself. So this is it. So okay, now we are giving 4, or the guide over there gave us the information we wanted to do. So it is 4 power factors with their output. So now we are able to do 4. So the last one, because it's the last one, we don't bring else if, we just go by what? The next one, that we don't go by else if again, we just use else. Okay, then we go back. I just want there should be a space. So else, it should print out. Is an excellent power factor. So that's it. So we use if, we state the guide. So if PF is less than 0 or the PF is greater than 1, it should display that as an invalid power factor. Else, if the PF is less or equal to 0.5, it should print as a poor power factor. Else, if the PF is less or equal to 0.8, it should 0.80, we should print as a fair power factor. Else, if the PF is less than or equal to 0.95, we should print as a good power factor. Else any number that is not within this range, we should print as an excellent power factor. So when we are done with this, now we return to 0. Return 0. So that was it. So we have the question that we have been given, and we should use the C++. We should use the C++ program that accepts power factor of an electrical load and classify it using the following guide. So this is what we have used the C++ to do according to the question. So now let's come here and check whether when we run it, we will be able to get our code. Now come here. Now let's just say it as our project 1. After that, I save it. So now let's run and see whether we will get. So we notice that there is a red line over here, and the red line means that there is an error. When you do something, there is a red line, it means there is an error. So this means there is an error over here. So we check it out. So return 0. So I noticed that when I was trying to type, I kind of missed the semicolon. So it was over here, so I have tried to put it back. So now let's compile first and let's see. So this is the when we compile, this is what it gets. Means there is no red line showing inside. It means that everything is unset. Now let's come to the compile and run. So when we compile and run this, so they say we should enter our power factor. So let me take my power factor to be 89. So after that, let me enter. So now it means that what is an invalid power factor. It means that the 89 is not within this range. So it is an invalid power factor. It means that it falls within this range. Now let's run it and enter another power factor. So now let's use 0.67. So now we are using 0.67. Now let's enter. When we enter, it gave us what is a fair power factor. So the fair power factor means that it falls within this range. So when the power factor is less or equal to 0.80, it should be a fair power factor. So the power factor that I just input, it means that it's within this range, so it gives us the fair power factor. So that's how we use the C++ to code for questions like this. So first, sit down and deduce the guides you have been given in the question and just go by it. But just remember that when you are starting with your C++, make sure you do these 3 things. It's very important. Not missing this step will bring a whole lot of errors. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.